I couldn't do anything that day. I felt so small. I was reminded how powerless I really am. Do you know what that feels like, Arthur? You were the only one at work who never made fun of me. You were the only one who was nice to me.
So, Joker 2 wasn't great, but one scene stuck out to me as being worthy of the original film. And that was the scene when Joker really comes to terms with the trauma that he put Gary through, in him taking his revenge on Randall. In this video, I'm going to use my skills as a body language analyst to try and uncover what's really going on here. So, let's take a look.
Your witness, Mr. Fleck.
Mr. Puddles. Gary Puddles? Tell me, sir, is that your God-given name?
Yes.
Really? Really? Your last name is Puddles? Why, it sounds like a joke.
Well, it's not.
You expect us to believe that your last name is Puddles? Puddles?
Mr. Fleck, where is this going? As I said, I'm not going to let you turn my courtroom into a circus.
Arthur is putting on an act here. The majority of his nonverbals are consciously controlled, as he's using the courtroom as a stage, and Harley is loving every moment of it. We see her suppressing a smile watching Arthur do this act. However, Gary is extremely stressed, showing clear signs that he's traumatized and scared of Arthur's presence in the room, expressing extensive muscle tension and pacifying in an attempt to reduce his physiological arousal.
Okay, but with all due respect, Your Honor, don't you think it's a little late for that?
Don't try my patience.
Mr. Puddles, earlier this afternoon, you testified that you saw me stab Mr. Kleinman-Huff in the neck a couple of times, correct?
Kleinman-Hoffer. Yes, I saw you.
And what else did you see that day?
You stabbing him in the eye and bashing his head into the wall many, many times.
Yes, but Randall was a bit of a bully, wasn't he?
He didn't deserve to die.
No. Never mind. Gary, did you catch my act on the Murray Franklin show later that night?
No, I didn't.
No? Might I remind you that you were under oath?
I was locked up at the police station in an interview room. So they thought you might come and kill me. I was the only witness. They kept me in there all night.
Isn't that convenient, Mr. Puddles? You didn't see the show. You didn't see anything I had to say. I can't believe it.
Arthur continues his act, only expressing genuine nonverbal communication when he realizes that Gary didn't see his act on the Murray Franklin show. He briefly drops his accent, giving off brow tension as well as distancing. Realizing Gary, his only friend, didn't see what he deems as his finest moment causes him intense stress, and we see that stress manifest in his nonverbals. It shows just how warped his view of the situation is, that he believes that Gary would have supported what he did. Gary, on the other hand, is expressing even more stress, expressing the globus response, rapid head movement, and mouth tension. The globus response refers to the sensation of having a lump in the throat generated by the defense mechanism becoming triggered, causing the muscles to tense up to become stronger and more resistant to damage.
Mr. Fleck.
Okay. When you were in my mama's apartment, God rest her soul, when, as you say, you saw me bash Mr. Kleinman whatever's head into the wall many times, did I seem crazy to you? Did I seem like a different person? Or was I the same old Joker that I always been?
Arthur, don't do this to yourself. It isn't you.
It isn't me.
So you don't think this is me? Well, maybe you don't know who I really was.
I never saw that
Well,
side of you.
maybe you weren't looking. Maybe no one was. Because nobody knew I existed. But look around, look at all these people. Everyone outside, these cameras. Who do you think they see, Mr. Puddles?
Joker.
Arthur, or Joker as I should say, deliberately puts on the same British accent that he put on right after he murdered Randall. He's doing it intentionally to intimidate Gary, and it works. Gary enters the flight response and changes his proxemics to move away from the stressor, Joker. He also distances and pacifies even more intensely. Gary is being reminded of the traumatic event, and Joker is deliberately scaring him. Joker then experiences a high degree of stress when he recalls how badly he was treated by others, and that no one knew he existed. He drops his deliberate body language and begins to express genuine nonverbal communication. He's filled with rage which elevates his stress levels, resulting in the brow and vocal tension.
Oh, sweet child. What you are proving here today is that you are no different than any of those people that underestimated me. From Murray Franklin to those goddamn fat, stupid guards at Arkham that think that they can treat me like trash. But I will no longer allow you or any of you to keep me down. I am free.
Why are you doing this to me, Arthur?
What? Gary, I like you. I told you I wouldn't hurt you, and I didn't.
Not hurt me. I couldn't go back to work. I still can't sleep, and I'm scared all the time. I never used to be scared. I'm scared right now here, with you in front of me.
This is where I think the turmoil within Arthur really gets exposed, and for me this was the only good scene in the entire movie. He gets carried away in his own self-pity that he negates everyone else, and Murray touches on this when he speaks with Joker. However, this isn't completely true. When realizing what he did to Gary, his nonverbals shift dramatically. He distances and tenses his brow, realizing what he did. Now, avoidance is a common behavior when confronted with a stressor. Gary is causing him to feel shame, which in turn generates stress, and he looks down as a way of distracting himself from it. Arthur isn't emotionless, he has empathy and he feels strongly for Gary. The world forced him to become a monster, and Harley represents that sense of rebellion. However, Arthur is simply an unwell man in an unwell world. He has empathy, but was pushed to do horrible things. He's stuck in a limbo between Arthur and Joker.
I couldn't do anything that day. I felt so small. I was reminded how powerless I really am.
Oh, you got a flair for the dramatic. You are tugging at my heartstrings, little Gary. No more questions, Johanna?
Do you know what that feels like, Arthur? You were the only one at work who never made fun of me. You were the only one who was nice to me.
I said no more questions, Your Honor.
Joker tries to maintain the act, but you can see him break down as Gary presses him. He goes back to his feigned behavior before it collapses completely. He experiences extreme levels of muscle tension that we see him battling with by tensing his mouth, and then begins to express what's called stimming. This is when the defense mechanism becomes triggered and fills his body with the energy it needs to defend itself. However, this energy has nowhere to go, and so he vents it by stimming, pacing around the room. It really shows just how strongly he feels about what he did to Gary. This movie could have been so good. It really could have. However, all that we have is this gem of a scene, which sadly many people didn't see. The acting in this scene is absolutely amazing, as it was in the first movie. They were just let down by bad writing. What did you think of this video? Let me know in the comment section below, and thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.